I'm Marissa Morales. I'm a chemical and biomedical engineering major.
And I'm Sophie Rudzinski. I'm civil and environmental engineering and engineering and public policy double major.
So basically, we were looking into the reuse and recapture of e-waste, and these e-waste is the rare earth elements that's found in most electronics, like cell phones, laptops, tablets. And first, looking into this problem, the motivation was that in 2009, China closed down its borders and it's not really exporting these metals anymore, so there's a low supply and really high cost. So we were looking into recycling these, and originally we thought the problem would be that there was no process and no way to recapture these metals from electronics, but through our research we found out that the main problem is that there's a lack of awareness, and especially on our university, that our university has a relationship with a company that does e-recycle, except most students don't know about it, and even on a department level there's a lack of awareness of these, what's available to us.
So the path of our electronics here on campus is that you as an individual or department fills out a request for pickup form where H&S will then on a regular basis pick up your electronics and take them to an off-site location where they are disassembled. Then it is taken either your plastics from the casing of your computer, taken somewhere else to be recycled, things that they can't process based on lead content and things like that will be sent to another location. And then all the hard drives that come out of your computers and cell phones are shredded within 48 hours for secure reasons, and then taken to ECS&R, which is a big recycling plant, and melted down. And during that melting process, precious metals or rare earth metals float to the top and can be captured that way. So in terms of the impact we can have here on campus, we did a survey and we looked into how much electronics people have and what they're doing with them. We found out that people have a lot of cell phones and laptops, and that most commonly they just keep them in their possession opposed to throwing them out or donating or recycling or whatever options there may be. So it turns out that there's a lot of good feeling on campus towards the possibility of e-recycling, and that they're just currently unaware, and so we would like to propose several new policies to help spread awareness and utilize these resources.
So some of the policy recommendations that we're concluding this project with are to establish better connections with EH&S, which is the Environmental Health and Safety Board here on campus, and the students and different departments to better utilize these already existing processes. Things like creating protocols and regulating collections so that people that are stockpiling these cell phones and laptops and flat panel TVs can donate them more easily. And as we've seen from the survey, they just didn't know this was possible. Another thing we'd like to do is to designate a secure collection spot, because as some people mentioned in the survey, and as we've been hearing a lot more today, security is a really big risk for people, and it's one of the largest concerns in this process. So once EH&S puts it to the separating facility, while those things are getting shredded within 48 hours, another concern for security is when it's being held here on campus and there is no secure location to drop off your cell phones and things like that. So if we could somehow fundraise enough money to purchase like a giant lockbox, kind of like a FedEx container, that would be really ideal for us. So that's basically our conclusion. Is we started with this idea that the most difficult part about this process was that the technical aspects of how exactly you extract these rare earth metals and how people in the U.S., if it's patented, and we found that not only is it patented and does the process exist, it exists all over the place in Pittsburgh, and that people just don't know that they can do it.